Yas Marina, Yas Marina. It just sounds, it has a ring to it. It does have a ring to it. Yas Marina, Yas Marina, Yas Marina. It has a ring to it. I'm sorry, it does have a ring to it. What's popping? What's going on? So you already know, qualifying Yas Marina, Abu Dhabi 2024, 3 years away from one of the most outrageous, ridiculous scandals in all of Formula One history, happening to the best, greatest driver in all of Formula One history by one of the most weasel, backstabbing, outrageously bullcrap driving, but is very talented drivers in probably all of Formula One history. It is not going very well. But first, before we get into anything, let's talk about this. All right, so we already know that just like here, we have the prize going, okay? Now, we do have another prize that will go on, plus the 3 hats that I will be putting up for people to get a hold of. But what we're going to do is, since there was no qualifying live stream today for people to get their hats in there and their names in their super chat, which you can still do now. You can do your super chats, get your names in there for the giveaway. What I am also going to do is, okay, because this is only one of the giveaways, all right? Total, we're looking at possibly, I got to get with Galactus again today, send him an invoice. We're looking at a total of probably, I think, 6 or 7 giveaways for this coming up Sunday. What we're going to do for that is this. We are going to allow for Abu Dhabi the post-race stream to contribute to that. And then what I'll do is I'll do another stream after we finish that later that day, which will be for the giveaways. We're going to spin the wheel, 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 see how many people we got going for the giveaways. And that is what we're going to make happen. All right. So you will have up until tomorrow's post-race stream for the Abu Dhabi finale lap, which is the last finale lap for the 2024 season. You will be able to get your name in there. Keep that in mind. Now, let's just briefly talk about what we got going on and why I have jackass Alex Jaquise up there. Donkey of the day. Did any of you happen to catch the start of qualifying? Did any of you happen to catch some of the dialogue that was going on with Alex and I think Hinchman? Did anybody catch that? Did anybody also hear what jackass Jaquise Alex Donkey of the Day said? This man said Lewis Hamilton, 6-time champion. 6-time champion. 6-time champion. So I just got to say, because there's a lot of people that like to come here and criticize and say, I don't know what I'm talking about and I make mistakes. This dude is on Formula One TV. He is sitting there on the most pinnacle level of the sport. And he says Lewis Hamilton has 6 world titles. 6. That's what we're doing. 6. Yeah. No, we're not doing that. Some people say 8. Nasty Stu getting his name in there for the extra giveaways. Why did Mercedes put them out so late? Man, you know what? Lewis Hamilton's final hurrah with Mercedes is going to go just as it has been going all season. Pretty much in flames. That's pretty much what's going to happen. It is what it is. It's done what it's done. And this is exactly how it's going to be. And it was already some talk, and I'm telling you, I can't stand to see Laura Winters. Oh my gosh, I can't stand to see her. I just have a phobia about witches, and she just reminds me of a witch when I see her. It's like, damn, it's not you, Lord. It's just you. Like, I can't stand witches. I don't even like watching the new movie called Wicked. I don't even want to see that. You know, I just don't like. I'm like, why they have to make her into a witch? I just don't want to see it. But there was some talk, and I think people were trying to read a bit more into it, that Lewis Hamilton wanted, you know, we dream as a team type situation. Listen, this was not a dream. This was not a dream this year. It hasn't been a dream any year since 2022. 2022, 2023, and 2024 have been absolutely a damn freaking nightmare. It's been a freaking nightmare. There's been no dream about it. We're not dreaming as a team. This is a nightmare. And it's a horrible one on top of that. So I'm like, I'm not saying he didn't want that there for that, but I'm saying it was more of a visual obstruction than it was him wanting it out of there because he just didn't want to feel like he was dreaming with Mercedes. I definitely don't think he wants to be there. But damn, not only that, but he got to go out on track and a baller has to get stuck under the car, which then takes Lewis Hamilton to a measly, horrible, and I do mean horrible, finishing position. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculously horrible. I mean, he's out of there. Out of there. No, that is not supposed to happen. Jesse James Bell, big shout out to you, brother. Says, yo, Jay, check the post office today. More to come, my brother. Big shout out, my brother. I will check with them probably Monday. I will check with them Monday, definitely Monday. Definitely, if they haven't already dropped in my box, they will bring it to the desk. I will check with them on Monday. Big shout out to Jesse James Bell, one of the most prestigious. Listen, Jesse James Bell is a real pioneer in the sport. Big shout out to him. A lot of historical things he has, a lot of things he's done here to the channel. Big shout out to my Navy brother, Jesse James Bell. But yeah, I mean, we're talking about a baller, like it can go way, way more wrong than this, but I mean, this is just in line with everything that has been going on with Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes, honestly. This has not been a very good time for him. It has not been something that I think he would have wanted for this to be this way at his last season at Mercedes. But you know what? I think there's a lot of things Lewis Hamilton may have not wanted on his last season at the Mercedes. And one of those things is for Toto Wolff not to be a backstabbing prick. One of those things is for Russell not to be a backstabbing prick. And they both have basically lived up to that. Backstabbing pricks in some ways. The things that have been said, the actions that have been taken, all of it. So I think that this is going to be a good thing for Lewis Hamilton. He's going to get out of here. He's going to take his time. He's going to decompress. He's going to start getting into a new atmosphere, new environment, new people, new team, new car. All of these things can bring about a very positive note to somebody. And you never know what can come of it. I don't know what's going to come of it. I would hope that something good comes of it. But I just got to say today, what we saw from Ferrari, remember what I said, Ferrari has to finish on the podium throughout the rest of the season. That means tomorrow they need to finish on podium for me to say officially I feel like Ferrari's going to be doing something. But let's talk about Haas. What is going on over there at Haas? I mean, Haas is just, and I would like to say this. I know a lot of people were saying like Lewis Hamilton's in good spirits. I think Lewis Hamilton is glad it's finally about to be over. There's nothing else. There's not another weekend after this. There's nothing else that I have to work for. There's nothing else that I have to look forward to as being horrible as this. I'm done. I think that's pretty much he's done. And like that in itself is a relief. But Haas. Yo, my bro Baraka might be on to something. Haas might be coming up. And I still don't claim them as an American team. I still don't look at Haas as some team that is just representing America out here. Mary Beanie says, I never watched any of the crap and YouTube won't let me write what I want to, but F you, Shady, Toto, and Merc back. F you, Merc. Hey, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you, Mary Beanie, putting her name in the hat several times for the giveaway. Big shout out to Mary Beanie. I ain't mad at you for that at all. And Haas might be onto something, y'all. I mean, they actually might be coming. I mean, think about this. Hulkenberg all the way up into Q3. All the way up into Q3 and finishing out in the top 5. I think they finished out in the top 5. That's crazy. That's crazy. I just have to say, now, we do know these two drivers are not going to be with the team, especially 2026 is done deal. 2025. I want to say Hulk is gone 2025. Either way it goes, Haas will be losing K-Mag and Hulkenberg at some small stint coming up. Ollie Berman's going to be in there. And we're going to see what they do with the combination of slowly and methodically, hopefully introducing the component of Toyota racing into the scheme, which I would hope would be an additive, not a setback. And if so, then we have another competitive team that would start to kind of, essentially, if you had Haas become competitive, Alpine for some reason have become, I'm not going to say competitive, but more relevant. And then outside of that, you would be looking at Kick Sauber, who has been absolutely abysmal. If you were to have these teams become interchangeably competitive week in and week out, technically now then you would have no back markers. Technically you would have, I mean, you always going to have back markers. I can't do it. I can't do it because a lot of these talking heads do it like there's no back. No, there's always a back marker. But the entire field would be a very strong, good thing to watch because now you would not only have battles at the front, but you would start to have battles toward the bottom 10 and the top 10. How about that? Bottom 10, top 10. The bottom 10 drivers would still be something to watch, like on average every weekend. And then the top 10 would still be something to watch. And that in a whole would make Formula One a better sport to watch. Galactus says, I hope VB gets at least 1 point tomorrow. Man, if Valtteri can get himself a point, because Joe got himself some point, you feel me? Valtteri can get a point, that would be good. I don't know where Valtteri, where his future lies. I don't know where his future goes right now at this point in time with what's going on. And I would like to believe that if K-Mag and Hulk can still find employment, that Valtteri himself could find employment. He has a better resume than both of those drivers. He has a better resume than a lot of drivers out on the grid, except for Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, Lando, Charles, and yeah, I don't even know if we could throw Perez in there. I don't even know if we could throw Perez in there. But Valtteri has a pretty good resume, and if K-Mag and Hulkenberg can still find employment, it would suck if Valtteri couldn't find a team that was willing to enlist his services to some degree. To some degree. That's all I'm saying. To some degree, that would suck. But if we come on over here and we look at things, if you take note of that position right there at 13, who do we see? Who do we see? We see Stroll. We see Stroll. Galactus, I heard VB is driving for BMW somewhere. Well, at least he's going to be active. At least he's going to be active. Galactus putting his name in the hat several times for the giveaway tomorrow. At least he's going to be active, brother. That's what I can say. I think it's good to be active than not, and then you get that call and you be ready. But, yeah, we see 13 is Stroll. Alonso right there and then still in the top 10. And it seems like that they don't want to talk about what really needs to be talked about. I'm not understanding why they want to try to sit up here, jackass, donkey of the day. Jaquise wants to belittle Lewis Hamilton's accomplishments by saying 6 world titles. Like, that's a crazy criminal error. So y'all go get on him as much as y'all come here and get on me. That's crazy. He's supposed to be way, way more involved than that. And then they don't want to talk about Stroll. They talk about Stroll as if he deserves to have the benefit of the doubt of a struggling car. Can we please stop? Can we not? Henchman, while he's sitting up here talking about short-term memory. And you know what? I'm gonna come for all these dudes. Because Henchman says something very, very telling of his position to some degree, where I was like, yo, James Hinchcliffe, you are definitely a jackass as well. His short memory, as he said it, was that let's not forget that Russell lost points that Lewis Hamilton gained. And I know that's, not, well, why are you saying it? You're saying it because you want to say it. You're saying it because you want to try to point out that Russell should be above, but whatever the case is. But let's also not forget, because your short memory shouldn't be shorter. Your short memory should not be shorter than mine. Your memory should be well endowed and well off. Do you not recall when Lewis Hamilton got disqualified at Coda? You recall that when that happened in previous season? Or you forgot about that? Oh, okay. All right. I was just checking, because if you're going to say things like that, there are other things that should have came to your mind when you said it. But I get it. Y'all trying to, you've been kind of sly. They were being kind of sly the way they was trying to throw dirt. But I get it. I understand. Sometimes I throw some dirt too. It's all good. We all gonna be in the sandbox together. So also as we come down here, I will also say that, listen, I told you I'm not gonna cap. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say because I really was like, that was some dope shit. When Max on that final turn coming down the straight, yo, that right there was crazy skills. That was crazy skills. I mean, he literally, I thought he was going to wall that, and for him to be able to not only collect the car, but to still go the fastest time right there in that stint, that was pretty dope. That was pretty dope. I can't hold none on that. That was dope. To have the ability to balls and just to be able to keep in the car and not lose it. That is a testament to his ability and his skill as a driver. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna give credit where credit was due. Credit is due, and I give him credit for that because I was like, damn, that was nice. That was nice. But as we also go on and we look at some of these other things, Gasly, Alpine, Russell sitting here at 7th. So I don't think we should expect much from Russell tomorrow, but maybe he might cry. Maybe he might do something like that. Russell might cry. Ain't no telling. He might, cry about something. Russell always finds something to cry about. He does find something to cry about. And then the Papaya team trying to finish this season out, trying to finish it out on a strong note. On a strong note, the Papaya team finishing the season out or finishing qualifying out. Let me say that because the season's not over. Finishing qualifying out. Very strong front row lockout is pretty damn crazy nice. All right. What they do with it in tomorrow's race, I'm not confident enough to say they're going to do something awesome with it because Lando's bit the bit and Pia Oscar has kind of had some. So I would now classify Oscar as probably a little bit of a sophomore slump, I think. Maybe Oscar has a little, but that's to be expected. It's just to be expected in a lot of sports. I don't know why it should be any different. In this sport, had a pretty good rookie season, came in pretty solid sophomore season, but hit a bit of a slumpish kind of mode, and that's okay. I want to see what's going to happen next season. Now, also, Ferrari, by the way of Carlos Sainz, and we keep saying this because it's something that's happening. Carlos finishing in the top 3, meanwhile, Leclerc in 14th. These, regardless if it's an error, track limits was a bit questionable today. It was kind of questionable. It wasn't even fuzzy. It was just directly, obviously questionable about how they were determining the track limits. Mac's situation by far wasn't track limits, but there were some things they didn't say were track limits, and then some things they said exceeded track limits that kind of looked like the things that you didn't say exceeded track limits. So we're still trying to figure out where you are on that. Are we using the AI? Are we using some type of visual standard that gives you this data and then you review it? I really kind of need to know because it really seems a bit questionable on how they're coming to these decisions on who's actually exceeded track limit, except for the blatantly obvious moves. The other things seem very kind of like, I don't know if they got it all together. Humpback! Not a Russell fan, but a fan of him not giving a damn about, hey, yeah! Humpback, I'm with you on that. Humpback putting the name in there for the Wolfpack giveaways. Got a lot of giveaways. Got to fix that. But yeah, we got a lot of giveaways coming. But yeah, brother. Yeah, I am a fan of Russell and not giving a damn about Max Verstappen. I am a fan of Max Verstappen saying he don't trust Russell. And I'm a fan of seeing them two dudes come together next season. That's what I'm a fan of. I think it's a lot of them. I think it's a lot of people that's going to be like, hey, Max, get over. Charles is not one of them. I do not trust Charles for that, and I don't trust Lando for that. But I think there's going to be some other drivers, if in the position, if in a competitive car, if in a situation where they literally are in that race, in that battle, I think it's some drivers that's going to be like, Max, get over. I'm not giving you any leeway. And I do also like what Russell said, which we can go over that at another time. We could talk about what Russell said. So outside of that, we also, let's talk about Perez. Good old Perez. Good old Perez doing what Perez does. Just going to the bottom of the barrel. And Perez has indeed, if not, now we talked about the money. We talked about the money that Perez brings. We talked about the sponsorship he brings. And I think that can buy you a lot of tolerance. I do think that can buy you a lot of tolerance. But I don't know how much tolerance Perez thinks that's going to get him with the performance that he's given. Red Bull are in a very tricky situation. You do see Max Verstappen's not on pole, right? You do see Max Verstappen's fifth. Now, of course, in race pace, do I think Hulk can hold him off in race pace? Hell no. But those top three, yeah, they can. Russell coming up through Gasly, yeah, he can. Hamilton working his way up from 19th is going to be a hard, long fight because he's having to come up through Zhou, easy work. Albon, light work. K-Mag, light work. Charles, not easy work. And depending on what's going on, Stroll, easy work. Lawson and Yuki, depends on how they feeling. Last race, what we doing, they already together. Yuki wants to be in front of Lawson. He wants to prove that he should have the opportunity, not Lawson. So there might be a quandary to get involved right there. Perez, we've already seen what Perez can do in the previous day, but does Perez really feel like trying to hold Hamilton up? Probably not. Valtteri, definitely not. That's going to be a courtesy to just, hey, it ain't my fight. I'm going to let you go, bro. Alonso, he's the hater. He's salty balls. He's going to do it. Then you come to Russell. He wants to prove he's the best against Lewis Hamilton. He's yet to prove he's the best against Lewis Hamilton. He's just had a season in a very F-type situation that sometimes has been a shy few points better and shy few points less. It kind of goes back and forth. Gasly might race you because he feel like he want to be in there. So that depends. And then you get to Verstappen and Hulkenberg, and we'll see. That's a long, tough fight. Regardless if some of that's light work or not. X-Trax 38 says Hamilton's going to be a beast tomorrow. And that is what I was going to bring up next. Now, that would be some light work depending on what happens. But let's say Hamilton don't give a damn. Let's say Hamilton doesn't give a damn to the point that my main objective and goal is to catch Max Verstappen if I can. Get next to Max Verstappen if I can. Have a will-to-will battle with him and force him to do what he does best. Force me off track and I'm not going to give. Could that happen? Maybe. If it was me, I would. I'm going to force you. I'm going to put you in a situation where I know you're going to react like a bully that you are. And you can't resist pushing somebody off track. And I'm going to give you that look. And when you go to push, I'm not going to yield. I'm going to stay in my lane. I'm going to stay in my area. And I'm going to let you just come right over on me. And we're going to collide. How about that? But Hamilton likely won't do that. But we'll see what happens. That is a long. Now, we know off the start, given if he doesn't jump, Lewis Hamilton is good from 18th, surely, to 16th off the start, first lap. He should be able to be good for that. Now, I don't know how much of overtaking pace they will have, given Russell, best he could do was 7th. And if that is the case, maybe that's where Mercedes finishes 8, 9, 7, 9, possibly 6, 7, 8. We'll see. It's just kind of Mercedes just is not that now. I don't know what's going to be next season, and I don't want to deem them failures until next season because they might be pulling something. Jesse James Bell says, let's make it official. Put 2 asterisks on Max's championships and making Sir Lewis Hamilton 8-time champ with an asterisk. He missed 1 by 1 point, could have been at 9-time. Yeah, that is true. Don't forget, wasn't it the situation with BMW having illegal fuel situation, and then they deemed them illegal fuel, deemed it a situation, and then didn't extract points? So there are some moments in there that look very questionable for sure, where Lewis Hamilton should be more than a 7-time champion, not a 6-time champion. You jackass, Shaquise, donkey of the day, Alex. Not at all. So then we'll also come over here and we'll look to see Hulk, Gasly, Alonso. How far do they fall if they fall? I don't think Hulk is better than Verstappen at all. I don't think Hulk is better than, I don't even want to say that for real. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm not going to hold you. Hulk could have probably one of the better finishes of his season this season. I'm not sure if Russell in a Mercedes is something that's going to just happen. The Haas seem pretty good, but I do know Verstappen's going to get by the Haas. Indeed. I just don't know about anybody else getting by the Haas. I don't know about Alonso. I don't think Valtteri does. I think he falls. I think Perez probably comes up. But they was looking pretty good there. At least Hulkenberg has, and he's been the better Haas driver all season. K-Max has definitely been destitute this season. And other than that, there really wasn't a lot to talk about in this qualifying session. There was a lot of BS in the pit lane and them getting out in the traffic and the baller on track and Max Verstappen damn near, he did drop it, but he collected it. There was just some things in there that's kind of like, this race will happen at 8 a.m. Sunday morning. I will be watching. We will be here live. And like I said, you have today to get your super chats in. You will have the post finale lap live race event tomorrow to get your super chats in so that you can have your opportunity to win this prize and about 6 other prizes. So we're going to have a prize extravaganza tomorrow after the post live. I'm going to get all the live chats, all the super chats since the last giveaway, and I'm going to throw those things into the wheel, and we are going to go at it. All right. The wheel is going to be littered with names. Okay. Do consider that. I'm talking about heavily littered with names, and that is also cool. So everybody so far that's put their name in the hat for the prize giveaway. We got Jesse James Bell already in there twice. We got S-Trax, we got Huntback, we got Galactus, we got Mary Beanie, and we got Nasty Stew. So there's going to be a lot of people with their name on the wheel for the giveaway tomorrow, so don't miss putting your name and your super chat in for that. And I don't know what kind of racing event we're going to have tomorrow, but I do know there likely will be some shenanigans because there typically are some damn shenanigans at Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi's been a shenanigans type race since 2021, and it seems like that spirit of bullshit still exists there, so we'll see what happens. So other than that, there's a lot to do today. Don't go too far. We might come back live later on today as well to give people another opportunity. I am going to be spending some time with my girls as life is precious, and they are precious, and they mean a lot to me, especially today. So keep that also in mind. But yeah, Jackass, Jaquise, Donkey of the Day. Don't you ever in your life talk about Lewis Hamilton, a 6-time world champion. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that again in your life. I'm just keeping it a buck with you, bro. So we'll be here. I do want to go over some quotes that have been publicized. We're going to go over some quotes that drivers have made. I'm going to give my take on those and hear what you got to say on those. Some of them are good. Some of them are funny. Some of them are like WTF. But we're going to do that as well, all right? So with that being said, you already know Wolfpack Performance, Jay from Wolfpack, hottest channel right here. I also plan on doing a Discord meet tomorrow. So if you're in the family, Discord meet will be tomorrow. I'm going to set that up so we can have some conversation and talk a bit. And we're still going to be live all the way through the off season, back until they start doing livery launches and everything else. We're still going to be here. I will be working on the car heavily as the season closes out, building more content for that. That's about my time. I really don't have downtime. I just have time where I have to switch gears, and that's what I do. So we'll see y'all soon. Definitely going to see y'all tomorrow. Probably see y'all later on the day. Peace out. I'm gone.